What could make a man hate his government so much that he wants a civil war? Well, if you are in pain every day and your BFF is in pain in every day, and I had told you that I am a school dropout from the age of 18. I dropped out from the school. I worked for a month in a pizzeria. Yes, with the Middle Easterns. Then I tried a little bit of cleaning in industry cleaning. I got fired. Okay, then I decided I will become an occultist, and I have made a dedicated video to my 1 year occultist 18 years old trials that I went through, and I believe in them still. I have told them to everyone for over 12 years. I have been in Christian faith over 12 years, and when I became a Christian, I met the descendant of Eberhard the Bearded. Eberhard the First the Bearded. Yes. So, what happened? Well, he was sick. He was really sick. He's a strong man. He can kick my ass, but then he would need to sit again in his chair because he has so bad back issues. His spine it's totally broken. It's visible to a naked eye. If you watch it, there have been over 20 magnetic photos of his spine, and they have made 2 magnetic photos of my my right eye, because I have this unknown eye disease. My eyes are completely fine. The point is neurological. It's not in the eyes my problem. So, but that's my problem. I want to talk about the descendant of Eberhard the First, the Bearded, because he's older than me, and he has went to the Finnish military. I never went to the Finnish military. I was in a social healthcare school, so I thought my social healthcare service was over soon. I didn't go that too. And let me say, when I was in social healthcare school, the nurses and the teachers told me that there would be huge problems when the older Finnish population will die off, and we already have a real shortage of female and male power in the medical care, and people are very overworked to the limit of their capabilities. These women were so incredibly tough that you could not understand how could they do it. I could never have done that as a work I'm not that strong of a person that I could work in I was in a hospital where take care of elderly people for a month. I could never do that for my whole life. I'm not that strong. These women are, and they were in trouble. They were in so much trouble because there was too much work. No one was happy. And then there is people like the descendant of Eberhard the First, the Bearded, who went to the Finnish military in hopes of learning how to defend his country. Okay, he got the command to jump with landmines from the truck, and he said no, that would hurt, and I would break my legs or something would break. And the answer was no, you will jump, and that was the command, and he had no other option. This is Finland. The democratic thing you believe exists and the freedoms you think exist here, they are told to you by sources that promote them, that they have them. Of course, they would say that nothing bad ever happens in the Finnish military training. No, people like me, example, might not go to the military at all. I am very glad I never went to the military. I have never even worked. You can direct your hate at me. My father worked 2 jobs, and he always complained how he just tried to provide for his children, but he didn't get pain medication, or he didn't want it. He said he didn't want it, and he was angry at all the time because of the pain. And I decided I will never be like my father and get a job and get like some kind of disease or disability forever. And I could not avoid it. It was Jesus' will, God's will, that I got this scar. It's healing nicely, and I got these goggles, and I got the premature ejaculation. It can be organ-based. 2 urologists. I was stabbed in the penis by a doctor, and I got a bad knee, and my ears ring, and they treated that I could not breathe with the nostrils, and lots of things taken care of, but they are all little things. Even if this eye disease that I have is unique, it's bad. It's bad. I'm in pain every day. But I don't get treated. I get pain meds, but I don't get like any kind of research after the magnet pictures. They took 1 magnet, and then I decided to request for another because it's so hard. They have tried to quit smoking, but sorry for I was going to say that, but they were going to quit my medication because they didn't believe that I have this issue. And the descendant of Eberhard, the first 2 times he had to convince a doctor that I really have this problem. Okay, 2 times. 2 times Finnish doctors, even when I went to see the I don't know, it's ylilääkäri in Finland. Over doctor would be the direct translation, but he's the head of the this was in Finnish hospitals. They had a hospital board, and they had what it is called. It is called well, it's not the day center, but it's the center where you go, where you first get your illnesses. I don't know what it's in English. Health center. Yes, very easy when you think about it. Okay, so I visited the doctor, the over doctor, the chief of doctors, something, the boss man who wanted to quit my medication, and I told him how I live my life. As you can see, the goggles do nothing. I have glasses, and he said that you are so young that we have to quit your medication at some point. You know what that means to me. No more computer. I'm 30. I've only worked 1 year in a Christian day center, 5 months in Christian coffee cleaning, and a few months cleaning again on a store, but nothing never happened really. Then I tried some little things, some courses or something, but no. I am just a previous occultist who has experiences of supernatural, and I am interested in Christianity, but I am a sick man now. I don't have to try anymore. I don't have to try. But the descendant of Eberhard I, he has tried everything. He jumped from the car when he was told for his country, and he hit his feet to a rock, and he broke his hip. This was the start. And what happened next is that the hip problem decided to make his other problems worse. He had a problem with brittle bones. I don't know what that is in English, but they use K2 vitamin in Finland and Japan, for at least they use liquid K2 vitamin in Japan. It's the K2 vitamin is, you can never get it enough of from food. You have to use it, and you have to use it with D vitamins so that it gets absorbed. Otherwise, the body won't use it. We need to buy this ourselves because the Finnish government doesn't want to give it. They don't got the resources for it. And we buy it always when it runs out. We found another product, Dr. Ohira's probiotic pills, and we use them too. They also help to keep the bones in good shape. But this is not enough. No, this is not enough. We use our own money all the time for many years. And you know what the problem is. You know, the Finnish military promised that they would pay for his injuries that he got. He also got the ringing in the ears in the army, but that was, according to him, his own fault because he didn't use it would be a silencer if it would be in a weapon, and if it had been a real weapon and not that kind of weapon that shoots blanks that make a really loud noise. He didn't have his ear protectors on, and the loud noise from the bangs made his ears go bad, and he had the ringing the noise like I have. I hear it constantly. It's the same in the movies when a grenade explodes close to you, and that's what we hear all the time. There is no cure. Only cure is to take it easy. But we could not take it easy because we both are in constant pain. After they discovered that the descendant of Eberhard the Bearded, the first, Eberhard the First, the Bearded, his descendant, had this brittle bones also disease, and the shock from the army, and then there was this there were already signs that he would need a surgery, but there was a final thing that happened. There was this woman, the descendant Eberhard was asked to carry a very heavy it's not washing machine, it's the clothes washing machine. Clothes washing machine, yes. And he had a female friend who could have helped. They could have carried it by tree, but no. It was only him and a random woman he had never met who had asked him for help. And my BFF, the descendant of Eberhard the First, said, "No, I cannot help you carry your this clothes washer because I have a brittle bones disease and I have this hip that's gone wrong and my back has started gone wrong because of it and I'm really hurting." And he was really hurting. I didn't know him at this point. But the woman insisted that she needed help. It was straight in the morning. My BFF was not thinking straight. He wanted to help. But the woman went mad in the stairs. She started to pull the washing machine because I think her power, her strength was starting to run out. She started to hurry at the end, suddenly, and my BFF, the descendant of Eberhard the First, appeared, was shouting at the woman, "Stop, stop, 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 my back will break, you will break my back, you will break my back." And the woman said, "No, nothing will break." And then there was this huge crack, and it was the back of my BFF, the descendant of Eberhard the First, the bearded. And he was lying in the chairs and he was in a pain and the woman didn't care. She left. She had somehow they had the, I don't know, the clothes washing machine's final end, but I think she managed to move it on her own after that, just by dragging it. There was a huge crack of bone cracking. I know how that sounds. I have been in a judo. Judo is wrestling, and people believe that bad things never happen in judo. This happened in judo. Everybody believes that you can only get a dislocated elbow from judo, but no. As you can see, this is not a dislocation. This is a very unusual thing when my bone that's under my bicep was broken in half by human hands and weight. Yes, I was in judo match. I was a yellow belt and I had an opponent who was 1 year older than me and had a green belt. And we were in a match. I didn't want to go to judo. My parents forced me and it was boring. And when there was opportunity for like a proper championship fight, that type of thing, I instantly wanted to go. And in my weight class there was only this one guy. I was very disappointed that I didn't get a yellow belt like me. I was so sure that he had so many strategies. I forgot everything except like put my feet behind his feet and push him so it would fall. I was really bad at judo and wrestling. Well, he was too. I think he was trying to make like my arm stand up so that my torso would go down, and he tried to take like a one arm bar takedown on me. But he was pretty chubby man. I was a pretty chubby child, so he turned the muscle, of course, like it usually happens. But the armbar worked. I was slammed to the ground, but I think his body weight gave like too much of a pull, and he broke my arm in two, and I heard this huge crack in my arm, and I went to get it seen by a medical doctor that they had, or the medical doctor came to get me, and this is on video. My parents had it videoed, but they stopped the video instantly when the medical doctor man took me away. He said, "Put your arm on the table." I was holding my arm with my other arm, so the broken bone wouldn't like flay around, and I placed with my right hand, I placed my left hand on the table, and he said, "Yes, it's broken in half." I was so in shock that this has happened to me. We left the building, and my mother was about to talk to my trainer, my judo trainer, and I said, "Mother, mother, we go now." I was thinking that no, mother, not now, but I just said, "Mother, we need to go now." And we went, and it was like I hadn't screamed yet, but it was not like asphalt road. I don't like asphalt, but when your arm's bone is broken in half and you're riding in a car that's bumpy on a bumpy countryside road, and your arm is like you're holding it to your stomach, so it stays still. So because if the bones that are cracked in half, if the halves touch each other, it's just such a pain. And I don't know how long the drive lasted, but I was screaming the whole time. My father tried to drive harder, and I yelled harder. Yeah. And I was in doctor after that, and I don't know how old I was. I was in still in the basic school. Yeah, third grade. Yeah. So very young, I got instantly made the white thing that they put over your arm to keep it locked in place. I don't know what it's called in English, and I was medicated first time ever with opiates at such young age. I have never been an addict or anything like that. I'm a Christian, I don't lie. And when I met a descendant of Eberhard the Bearded the First, he had already these huge back problems. I had no idea. I thought he's 10 years older than me. But I was introduced to him, and we became friends. We little bit fought at the first because he said pretty demeaning things to me on purpose to test me. But then I got angry, and he then started to tell his life story to me. And he had such a story, so sad story. I had never heard such a sad story. I apologized for my behavior. I said I didn't know what kind of a person you are. I am so sorry you have this kind of life. And now, over 10 years, 12 years later, I still feel the same. The Finnish government promised him a back surgery, and it was said that it needed to be done immediately. And this is still in Finland. He has lived in Sweden too. He has another record. There was in Sweden this jumps back, but I forgot this, so I want to mention it. He got he has a Guinness World Record with a Swedish girl. I don't know what's the intestine called that can burst, but intestine burst, that's pretty common at some age, but it's not common in children. But there were he had only said that maybe there was something in the water. The descendant of Eberhard. We don't know what this other Swedish girl, 2 years old, what happened to her and what she thought. She's hopefully still alive. But they shared the Guinness, or the girl won the Guinness World by a couple months or days. I don't remember it. It was months or weeks, nothing major. They were same age, little bit older girl, and they both had a burst of this intestines. And my BFF, the descendant of the beaver, had the first period was without eating for 2 weeks, and he had like it was there was like rotting goo, nothing. I don't know the medical terms. I'm not an intellectual, but it was burning his stomach and intestines. So when he was like after a week, they didn't know in Sweden what to do. They called a Norwegian doctor, a Norwegian expert, and he said this child is going to die. And this was not the first time he has had, like, when he was born, he was blue, and blue dabba dibba da day, the song, yes, he was blue, he was in the oxygen chamber, I don't know what it's called for babies, and yeah, he almost drowned once. He was saved, he didn't know how to swim, but he was pulled from the water. I have almost drowned. My father pulled me from drowning. That has happened to both of us. So, but he has a Guinness World Record for his burnt stomach. That's also why we buy the Dr. Ohira pills, because his stomach is burnt. It's completely burned. You cannot just help him anymore on that. But it was a different thing with the back. He had all the pictures taken. He had even the tinnitus. I don't get my tinnitus because I caused it to myself, because I used like to make like earrings that are like stretched earrings. I used like what's it called, a coat hanger metal, and I put it 2 coat hanger metal spikes in my ear, and I used sleep medicine to go to sleep, and I woke with this tinnitus sound, and it spread to the other ear, and now I have it. Maybe forever, maybe it heals. I need to calm down so it won't stay forever, and I need to. I can't make any like I have tried to get different kind of glasses so I could keep headphones, because I get terrible headaches. I got like so bad headaches I can't even lie on the bed for 5 or 10 minutes if I'm not in a 90-degree angle, or I will get the crazy headache for a whole day. It has been all my life. I have a lot of neurological problems. I have seen from a child when I wake up, and when once by force will just like holograms of people, blue holograms, and the crow from moving. It's you don't usually see hallucinations without some kind of really strange things here, and I have the well, it's has been many personality disorders, but now it stands as psychosis-oriented personality disorder. And these are still little things compared when my BFF, the descendant of Eberhard, was herded himself for the Finnish army, and he was promised that he got like after the pictures, after the damage had been done, it was said that he needed the surgery immediately. But there was a danger in the surgery, and this was also a time I didn't know my BFF, the descendant of Eberhard the first, appeared then. But he had a family and he tried to provide. He moved a town to study, and he didn't know if he moved town to study that the surgical operation would be cancelled, and you could not get the operation back on again. No one told this to him when he was moving. He wouldn't have moved, and he would have gone to the surgery, and it's a very dangerous surgery. It would have needed to be done immediately, as the doctor had said, and he has tried over 10 years now, over 12 years, from the age he's 40 years old, but he has tried from the age of 18 from army age to get the medical attention, but the Finnish army just constantly left him out of the loop. Not the soldiers, of course, but people in charge. He won't get treated. I have watched our whole friendship him fall apart. He doesn't get medical attention. There are other people like my grandmother. She would have a lot of help from her, but it's illegal in Finland when it could affect 3 medical conditions on her eyes, and like I could have helped from herbs that help to pain. It's illegal in Finland, but this just means that they won't help. They won't help. My 90-year-old grandma won't get her eyes fixed, and she has already lost her other eye after many years. She had the problem, and she has had a glass eye for many years. I don't know if I will get a glass eye. I have lost my near sight a couple of times. First was 30 minutes. I couldn't use cell phone, and other was 13 hours. I could not read letter with glasses on, and I was very 30 then. So it was caused by a medicine tryout that they tried for my mental problems, and that's why I don't like to try meds, because I can lose my eyesight for real and become really blind, and not like fake blind like this, keeping the glasses on all the time. Well, my case is I'm not still there where the descendant of Eberhard the Bearded, is the Finnish healthcare just stops. And they take the pictures, but they don't do anything. They just let him suffer, and I see my friend die, and he has like PTSD from all this real PTSD, not war PTSD, a PTSD of a civilian, and he has this pain all the time, and he even worked with the pain, used pain medicine that made him like more stupid than me, and that's a lot to say when I'm this stupid. He needs to correct me, and he needs to teach me the wise things to say, or I won't have anything to say. This is not a one-man operation. You're free to hate me, but you're not free to hate my BFF. No, I will hurt you then. If you want to hurt my BFF, come meet me then. Come meet me. He has been hurt enough. I have never heard a more sadder story in my life. He has gone through mental torture from his whole life, from different sources. Maybe it's because he really is different, because blue bloods are different. The descendant of Eberhard the Bearded is different than me. He even smells different than normal persons. He smells really strong, not bad, but really manly and strong. I don't like to wrestle with him at all, because the smell, it sticks. I have by my own free will, I have practiced wrestling 2 times in MMA basic course, and that's all the training I got, just wrestling, and nobody smelled like that. Nobody. Yes, I don't smell like that. He is different. Something is wrong in the Finnish democratic system. Why he is like kept in the loop of he is not being healed, anything is not done to him. And I am now experiencing the same loop. I have this eyeglass loop. I tried to get new eyeglasses, the goggles. They didn't want that, and they won't get me new glasses. Even if these are not enough, I would need a darker ones or something with the sight protection. But they want me to wait for 3 years. You really don't know what it's like to be poor in Finland. I know I have never worked. I have been on the social health care my whole life. I have just tried work. When you have worked, I have tried to work. Otherwise, I have spent my time just being a Christian and a friend to descendant of Eberhard the Bearded. He said very clearly that he doesn't like junkies, and I don't like junkies. I'm not a junkie. And I thank the descendant of Eberhard the Bearded for that, and Christian God for that. Yes, of course I thank him. Christian God made the nature. You never can win the nature still. There can be solutions where people can enjoy themselves without, being in risk, and maybe help their health too. I'm not against nature, but I'm against drug use. It ruins people. And you need to just now anymore understand that we are constantly, for over 10 years, try to get our health taken care of. We can't get that. It's impossible in Finland. And at first when Finland had this social health care, there was like they paid for your house and they paid for electricity, but you could not afford decent food, but it was enough for me. The descendant of Eberhard was not a criminal like me. He was actually hurt really bad and was on the social healthcare system. Because of that, I was just because of choice, or you can call it because of my mental illnesses. If you don't believe my occult experiences, you probably think I'm really mad. I don't care, they are real, and Christian God is real, Jesus is real, real Christian God. Yes, I believe it because I found my best friend, the descendant of Eberhard the First, appeared through this connection with to Christianity. I owe everything to Christian God. And so does the descendant of Eberhard the First, and that is the glue that keeps us together, nothing else. And of course friendship and shared pain, but his pain is so much worse that I cannot bear to watch it anymore. He's so hurting all the time, and the Finnish are not doing anything to it, and it seems to get worse because now the democratic parties are bringing a massive amount of people into Finland. There was already a massive amount of people moving into Finland from like Slav countries, like Russia, and from Slav countries everywhere. Of course, some like to move. Of course, we welcome our neighbors, and even the Bible, even this Bible is modified 100 times over. It says, "Be nice to the foreigners," and we are nice. And I even thought someday that I would like to visit some countries to see other people, but what happened in Finland was not that I expected that to see Russians and Slavs that are our neighbors. Russians and Swedish are almost not non-foreign for us. Of course they are foreigners because they are really different than us, or we are really different from them from the perspective. But Finland has become full of all the races. I didn't feel that I should travel anywhere from Finland because I had seen every race that there could be in Finland. And I was like, what is happening? Finland is not like this. Finland is Finnish people came from between Siberia and Northern Asia, and it has been shown in history that because we have such a hard language and for reasons of our own, we have never mixed with other races, and we have only kept to ourselves. So we really still keep our own gene type because of this, and we get unique diseases that other people don't get because, like this eye disease of mine, it's unique, and maybe this scar that I got is unique. They both came from natural product tryouts. Yes, I got them both from a product that you could sell to keep your health up. So, yeah, we are studied because we are so secluded and no immigration policy and only married to another Finns that we just like became the most least mixed human group in the history, and we kept our borders closed. We always fought for our country. But now has come the age of democracy, when people are just walking over the border of Finland, and No matter reports, no, nothing will help. All has been said. They are actually young men and their families, and now there are Ukrainians coming also to Finland, and there are gypsies in Finland and coming, and they multiply much faster than us. They have huge families. We have had gypsy problems since forever. We don't even know when it started. But we are not violent people. The Laplanders have their land in Lapland, and we Finnish live. But this has gone too far. You are killing us. You are like this pool or this zoo that you are trying to fill. It's had its capacity filled with Finnish already before you started filling it. It starts to feel like a zoo. There is every race of people here now, and we Finnish people, who are not very good at anything else than war, need to just take care of these people 24 hours 7, and it's really hard. It's for the poor, and the sick, like me and the descendant of Eberhard. We don't get any more as much money as we did. The rent doesn't get paid fully, and the electricity needs to be paid in some cases by yourself. It's really horrible. You can't afford anything. You can barely eat. I have eaten this whole time just like macaroni and meat because it's the cheapest food to eat. I have eaten it for like over 12 years now. Have you ever heard of a macaroni and meat diet? Grinder meat diet? No, nobody has that kind of diet. Of course, I do sometimes try to spice things up and buy like chicken and fish, but that's like celebrating, and then it's back to the normal eating only macaroni, and nowadays I try to be a little more healthy and put some rice and I don't know what it's not fully rice. I don't know. It's not wheat. It's some other grain. Grain and rice and macaroni and meat, and that's all I eat. I can't afford anything else. We need to make our purchases for our health, and we need to pay for like computer tables that are made for the back of a person who is disabled. We cannot get them free, or we need to like really pay much for them. Last table that we tried to get was like 1/3 could be bought from the Finns. These goggles or glasses that are not good enough were paid by the Finnish government for me. It was like 100 euros. They don't go much more higher than that. They don't really care about helping. And the worst thing is that now that when things have gone really bad with the immigration, they really don't have time, and they are trying just to play time and wait for my friend to die, but he will be in a wheelchair before he dies. So as I every day watch my friend suffer and die to a stress and PTSD, he has like many teeth been pulled out because he grinds his teeth so bad, like he has a real PTSD. It's been diagnosed. So he might even have a Rainman syndrome because he had a high fever as a child and for a long time, and that's the main reason why the Rainman syndrome occurs. There is no other reason, at least when I watched one document that the descendant of Eberhard, the first, the bearded, sent me, that told me about this syndrome. He might have it or he might not have it, but he has 2 times the reflex times of a normal person. He is like master shooting at guns, very manly, always so bright at his head, and he is fully Christian. He would make a wonderful, wonderful leader. But you choose to listen to the democratic satanic government who wants to sell our country to other nations and other races. Everybody wants to come to Scandinavia because they know that we know how to speak English, and there are trees and there are rivers, and everybody just wants to have those blonde women, blue-eyed blonde women. Finland has, with Estonia, the highest percentage of blue eyes in the world. And then the World War II made Finland famous for our military, but we have always kept our lands, but not anymore. Now we are being fooled and we are being played like monkeys, apes. Do you understand? Chimpanzees. We are played. It's a Finnish comedy, kummeli, where they say monkeys being like chimped around, monkeys being chimped around, but they mean like they fool the monkey. Monkeys chimped around, monkeys chimped around, monkeys chimped around. Monkeys being fooled, monkeys being fooled, monkeys being... Apinaa koietaan, apinaa koietaan, apinaa koietaan, apinaa koietaan, apinaa koietaan, apina, monkey, koietaan, a playful word for fooling. And this is what the Finnish democratic government does. It's Satan. Finns are still Christian. We haven't turned to this global atheistic government type. I have never been an atheist. Atoms never cease to exist when I and the descendant of Eberhard I, the bearded, die. Our atoms will never leave anywhere. Matter is indestructible. It always just changes form, and so does the human soul. And if you believe in the Christian God, you will have Holy Spirit in your body. I have it, and the descendant of Eberhard I, the bearded, has it. But our physical bodies are not being taken care of. I have been turned from eye disease treatment, from neurological treatment. I have 2 glasses. I have wanted better glasses. They don't make them. Now I try to get better pain medicine. I can tell you they will not give me better pain medicine because they just fear it will go to the black market. Even if they know that the black market now is in Scandinavia, it's run solely by the Muslims. Yes. The immigrants, the refugees are protected by the police, or the police won't dare to lose their lives or come near them because they really will kill them. The immigrants are waging war on Scandinavia. They are raping men, males, females, and this continues, and the race of Finnish people will disappear eventually because we cannot reproduce as fast as the newcomers. They have very strange traditions. They oppress women and make them like breeding machines. I'm not a breeding machine, like I said. I have premature ejaculation and my penis doesn't work, and I have mental problems, so my brain doesn't work. I'm a monk, and so is the descendant of Eberhard the First, a monk. But we don't want women, we don't want money, we want our country back, and we want our health taken care of like it's promised. They sell it in the outside world that Finland tries to be the #1 5G network country, or Finland tries to make its own rocket, but they fail to mention that Finland doesn't take care of the mentally and physically sick patients that they have. They just say that they do, and we get like they just kick us around like we're soccer balls. Go to see that doctor, speak with that doctor, do that, and nothing never happens. This has gone over 10 years. Like I said, I don't get medical treatment in Finland. My grandmother, 90 years old, she doesn't get medical treatment in Finland. My best friend, the descendant of Eberhard the First, the bearded, doesn't get proper medical health care in Finland. We are in constant pain and fear. And you guys love it. You want to kill Finland. You want it. You want the woke thing to happen to Finland. You want us to be your zoo. You want to see us suffer on a video like this. You don't want to hear about Jesus. You just want to hear about murder and killing. You are so sick that Christianity should take the sword in hand and kill all the humanity. But that's just what I think. And I'm not mentally stable person. Do you know what descendant of Eberhard the First, the bearded, and my 90 years old grandmother say? We need a civil war in Finland. Really. I'm not, even if I'm crazy, I'm not crazy about that. We need to do something. My grandmother said, 90 years old, the Finnish government, might you be able to start the civil war? I said, it's in the God's will if it happens. And yes, it will. If it's God's will. And my grandmother says, Finnish government is young, it's incompetent. My best friend always says, look at this Sanna Marin who drug parties in Finland and nobody cares. They just let these people lead us to our doom. Everyone complains. Nobody listens but to the Finnish military. Democracy only works when they have guns in hand. The second the guns were away, there would not be democracy anymore. That's why we must be able to reach the Finnish military You hold the power here. The Finnish look up to you, and we owe our lives to you, Finnish military. You must do something to help. Join Christian Finnish royalism and join the civil war for Finland. We need back our land so we can get healthy. Believe in the descendant of Eberhard the First the Bearded as a ruler of Finnish governance. Thank you.